Council, are we ready to resume the proceedings?
Yes, Mr. Chair, we are ready to resume. Could you kindly bring in the witness, please?
Thank you.
Welcome back, Mr. Sabali.
Thank you.
Yes, like I said earlier on, feel free to speak in whatever language you want. Okay. We have had that debate on the issue of the constitutionality or the responsibilities of the soldiers. Finally, we have arrived at a common conclusion on that particular point. Now, for the rest of the narrative, if you wish, you can continue speaking in Mandinka. It would not be too challenging to translate what you would have to say on that particular issue, at least for the rest of your testimony about the July 22nd. So, before we left, you are telling us about your final meeting.
Genau.
Yes. So, kindly tell us who was present in that meeting.
Okay.
What was decided, and what happened thereafter.
Okay. Excuse me. On this particular day, as I said, I was there, Second Lieutenant Sabali.
And this day would have been July 20th.
This was on Wednesday.
Thank you.
You know, I, Second Lieutenant Sabali, Second Lieutenant Sadi Hydra, Lieutenant Yaya Jamme, Second Lieutenant Edward Singate, and Major Ndur Cham. In this particular meeting, we finalized everything that we are going to do, but before going further, Ndur Cham said he was withdrawing, and he withdrew. And then we let him go.
But at this time, what was the mood in the camps, in the various camps? What was it like?
This 22nd July was impregnated in Yundum Barracks alone. Because up to this time, we had nothing to do with the TSG, which was in Fajara Barracks.
How about Farafenya Barracks?
Farafenya Barracks, I will come to that a little bit during the preparation and planning. That is why in this particular meeting, Yankubu Ture, Second Lieutenant Yankubu Ture was not there. But I will be quick to say he is not, or he was not a co-opted member of the TRRC. He was fully fledged member.
He was an original member.
Exactly.
He was one of the planners of the coup d'etat.
Exactly.
He intended to participate in the coup d'etat.
Exactly.
That is your testimony.
Genau.
That's right. So, but at this stage, was there any talk of coup d'etat? How secret was your mission?
Actually, we tried as much as possible to curtail everything towards the inner team, inner core. However, we are all individually talking or trying to talk to individuals to bring them into the team. And quickly, that is where I said, concerning Major Mama Cham, I could not know whether Edward Singate has anything with him concerning the coup. So, in this
you know, but only that you don't wish to say with certainty that he was co-opted by Edward.
No, I don't know his participation in the preparation and planning stages. But on the 21st July, yes, he was in.
As part of the coupists?
Exactly.
Good. So was there any talk of coup d'etat in the camp before the event took place? Were
Yes,
there
correct.
any rumors?
Correct.
How secret was your mission?
Okay, the secrecy was an open secret in the camp.
Open secret? Everybody knew about it?
Naturally not, but personally, as I said, whenever I was on duty, at 6 o'clock, for example, 6:30, when we have to bring the flag down, there's a parade, and I used to talk openly about the situation. That we need to do something, and meaning we have to remove the Nigerians, but we have to also look at the government in place.
Let's try to understand what was your primary objective. What was it? Removal of the Nigerians, or removal of the Jawara government, or both?
At the beginning, the idea conceived was to remove the Nigerians. But along the line, we felt that couldn't be possible without the government that brought them into the country.
So the government also had to go?
Exactly.
A coup d'etat?
Exactly.
An illegality?
Exactly.
Treason?
Exactly.
Good. So tell us what happened, especially to you, on the eve of the coup d'etat, or the few days of the coup d'etat, where you were and why you happened to be where you were at,
Okay.
at that period.
I fast track a particular date quickly. On Monday, I was already in one infantry battalion, and then I received orders that I have to be transferred to Farafenye at the training school.
Do you know why you had to be transferred to Farafenye?
Of course.
Kindly tell us, please.
I was transferred because I believe they suspected we were on a trail for a coup d'etat. And as such, to stop it, they have to separate us.
So they transferred you
They
to
transferred
Farafenye.
me on that particular Monday. And luckily, on this particular day, the army commander with his entourage was supposed to go to Farafenye. So I joined the vehicles to Farafenye, transferred officially. When I arrived in Farafenye, I did not take part in the meeting by the army commander. Instead, I went straight to my company as junior commander, the army training commandant, Major Saluk, and then I took permission. On the grounds that I have left my wife and family back home, I came to Farafenye today, meaning at that Monday, without any information to my family. And as a family man, I needed some permission to go and sort out one or two things.
Was your excuse genuine?
Under the circumstances, I had lied, but it was genuine.
You used that as an excuse.
Yeah, I use it as a pretext.
As a pretext. That's right. So it was a lie nonetheless.
Exactly.
Thank you very much. So were you granted excuse?
I was granted 3 days pass. When the meeting with the army commander ended, I boarded the same vehicle, come back to Yundum. In the vehicle, a sort of small incident happened between Captain Kambi and Alaji Kante. Meaning, Captain Kambi asked me directly, how comes that you are transferred, you came today and you are going back to Yundum? Before I could answer, Kante came in and said in Mandinka, because of Kiang and Badibu.
And what else did he say? Narrate the conversation. Yalong itamu tolerity. And what else?
But because Kante knew exactly what was happening. Maybe Kambi didn't know, but I suspected he knew. If he had asked that question in that form, he knew what was going on.
So you think that essentially Kambi was putting you on the spot? He was putting you on the spot, trying to raise questions as to why you were going back, and Kante did not want an answer to be given.
Exactly, because Kante was part of the coup.
So Kante knew
Exactly.
that you were going back, not because of your wife,
Yeah,
but because you were going to participate in a coup d'etat.
of course.
All right, so proceed.
Then we went to Yundum, because this is my homeland, this is where I know. And as I said, as a support weapons commander, I knew in the armories where every individual weapon is. So it was my part to play and my assignment also as part of the coup planning to prepare the weapons.
So the coup was supposed to be on the 21st.
21st.
What was the plan you were supposed to execute?
Okay. Jawara was supposed to come from his holidays, and when he had landed at the airport, I was going to be informed immediately. And I was going to be prepared to make sure that I block the exit and entrance to the airport with my support weapons, so that we contain them with his entourage right inside the airport perimeter to get him arrested and his entourage.
Who was to arrest him?
Edward Singate and Yaya Chame.
How were they to do that?
Yaya had the support of the military police at the time. I had support of the 1 Infantry Battalion at the time.
Were they armed?
Of course they were armed.
And okay, before we get to what happened at the airport,
Okay.
we now know that your plan was that Yaya and Edward would execute the arrest and you would block all entrances to the airport.
Correct.
Okay. Now tell us what happened when you arrived in Yundum Barracks, having returned from Farafenni.
Okay, when I returned from Farafenni on Monday, Tuesday, I was in the officers' mess. As I said, I was no more under 1 Infantry Battalion. That part also is illegal. I shouldn't have been there. But as I was on permission and an officer also, I think everybody overlooked it. However, on this particular day, at lunchtime, between 12 o'clock and 1, we are in the officers' mess, commonly called the anteroom. Lieutenant Basiru Baro and Captain Sonko walked in. But Sonko was the first who came inside the anteroom. He went straight to the telephone and sat there. Baro came and sat behind me. Okay, now I want to explain this. At that time, at this particular time in 1994, we don't have this portable handys. It was a fixed telephone on the table, which has the hole to be dialed. So, at this point in time, immediately Sonko sat by the telephone rang. And then Lieutenant Baro said, "Bairo, it's your call." I said, "But how do you know it's my call? You have not picked it." Sonko said, "Of course it's your call." And then Sonko picked the phone. And then he said, "Yeah, I told you, it's a call from the adjutant," meaning Lieutenant SML Gomez, Sheriff Gomez. He said, "You are wanted at the Army headquarters by the Army commander." I said, "I'm not going to pick any call," and I didn't pick it. After 2-3 minutes, Sheriff Gomez also come at the window and said, "Lieutenant Sabali, yeah, you are wanted at the Army headquarters." I said, "Okay." So then I got up to go. Lieutenant Baro said, somebody said, actually, it's better you sign out a vehicle, because Lieutenant Baro was the MTO, Motor Transport Officer, at this time. Whenever we needed a vehicle, we have to sign the vehicle from him. So, and then he said, "No, I'm going to Banjul. I can give you a ride." I said, "Okay, you wait for me, I come." I got up, I went to my hideout, took my weapons, I come back.
What type of weapons did you have?
I took my 2 pistols.
And what did you do with them?
I put them on my body.
You concealed them
Exactly.
in your person?
Yeah,
All right.
because I knew now something danger was on the line.
You were prepared to fight?
Yeah,
You were prepared to kill?
I am prepared to kill and I'm prepared to die.
Good. Proceed, please.
Yeah. Then I boarded his vehicle. We drove towards Banjul until when we got to Gambia High School, where the Arch 22 is right now. I expected him to stop and I would alight and go to the Army headquarters. He continued where he was going, because he said he was going to the Marine unit. But he made a left turn, Marina Parade, and then we go to the Army headquarters. So there also I expected he would stop. I go out and he continue. But he turned right inside the Army headquarters.
Did you suspect that he was detailed to take you to the Army headquarters?
Up to this time, I didn't suspect anything. Up to this time, I didn't have anything, but I was prepared, as I said, to die or to be killed, and to kill. So when he stopped in the Army headquarters, I alighted the vehicle. I went straight to the Army headquarters, to the Army commander's office. This was upstairs, the first floor. And Baro trailed behind very shortly, not even a meter. So when I looked back, I saw him. I didn't say anything. So I went to the stairs up. I took my right to the Army Commander's office, and he motioned me, no, you have to go to Colonel Akoji's office. I didn't say anything. I just went to the Army Commander's office.
Did you ask him how he knew that you were supposed to go to Colonel Akoji's
No, I didn't talk to him. From the moment I alighted from his vehicle, I didn't talk to him. Then I knocked on the door of the Army Commander. I opened it a gap, and then I said, Second Lieutenant Sabali, sir, you asked for me. He said, yes, but go to the Colonel Akoji's office. I said, no, sir, you asked for me. They told me, State of Government said, you said I should come to you, so I'm here. He said, now go to Colonel Akoji's office. So I turned, but I was still following me behind. And then in the corridor was Captain Kambi and Alaji Kante and Yankuba Drame. I passed them. I went to Colonel Akoji's office.
At this stage, did Alaji Kani knew?
No, not Alaji Kani.
Alaji Kante, I meant to say, sorry, I have said Alaji Kani so many times, so excuse me for that.
Okay.
Did Alaji Kante, at that stage, did he know that you were supposed to carry out a coup d'etat the next day?
Yes. He knew everything.
Okay, proceed.
Now I passed them. I went to Colonel Akoji's office door. I opened it, saluted, complimented, and in there sat Colonel Akoji, I think Colonel Awanobi, Lieutenant Biran Sen, who was the intelligence officer of the army at the time, at the army headquarters. And I said, sir, I'm here. And then he said, why are you here? I said, I am here. I have passed to attend one or two things to my family. He said, who gave you permission? I said, I had 3 days permission from my commandant, which is Colonel Saluk. He said, where is the pass? I took the pass, I showed it to him, and he said, give it to me. He took it, tore it. He said, I overrule. You have to go back to Farafenni today. I said, okay, sir. He said, make sure that the last ferry doesn't leave you behind. I will call the commandant and make sure that you are in Farafenni. I said, yes, sir. So for them, I will go because I said, yes, sir. I turned.
Did you have any plans of going back?
No, never.
What happened afterwards?
I left there, and when I come down the stairs, Paro said, I'm going back to Yundum Barracks. I didn't say anything to him. I just walked my way out and went and took GPDC bus back to Yundum.
Why did you do that?
Yeah, because I know already he has given out information.
You think that he betrayed your plans?
Of course. It's not thinking. That's what the reality on the ground.
Okay. How
Right?
did you feel?
I felt bad, terribly bad.
Okay. And you went back to the barracks. What did you do?
I went back to the barracks. I went to my room. I sat down there until around 4 or 5. Lieutenant Biran Sen came home because he's the intelligence officer at the army headquarters. Our houses were opposite somehow. If we know PTS and where the former president's garden master was staying, the next building is where Biran Sen was staying. So I observe whenever I move out of my room, even to the toilet, he will scribble something down. When I come into the room, he will scribble something down. So I waited until it was dark. I prayed my Isa prayer, and I deliberately went out on the veranda and I called Second Lieutenant Sow, Modu Sow. I told him, if anybody asks for me, tell him I am sleeping. I closed my front door, opened the window, I jumped out and went to the barracks.
What date was this?
This would be on the 20, I think.
All right.
Yeah. Now I went to the Yundum barracks. It was dark, around 9, 10 in the night. And I had a rendezvous with Sergeant Almamo Mane. Then he was a corporal, because I was working with him with the weapons. He was a storeman. And then we had 10 o'clock, we should meet at a particular point. And he kept his time.
At this stage, had Jawara already arrived?
Yeah.
Okay, I want you to talk about...
Jawara arrived on the 21st.
Yes, I want us to talk about that.
Okay.
Before, yes. The arrival of Jawara from military barracks.
Okay.
Military headquarters. You came back to Yundum barracks. What happened after that, up to the point Jawara came back?
Okay, I didn't go back to Yundum barracks directly. On this particular day, when Jawara came back, I was in the camp, because that was my task, to make sure that I blocked the airport gate, make sure that nobody goes out until Yame and Edward Singate had apprehended Jawara and his entourage.
And was it the same day that you went to the military headquarters or different days?
That would be on Tuesday then. That would be on Tuesday.
So you went to the military headquarters on Tuesday?
That would be on Tuesday, if I recall properly.
That's
that would be
right.
on Tuesday.
Okay. And then on Wednesday, Jawara arrived on Thursday.
On the 21st would be that.
That's right. So it means to say that from you remained in Yundum unlawfully.
Correct.
From Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Correct.
And until Friday.
100% correct.
Okay. So can you explain to us how you managed to escape arrest and return to Farafenye, or arrest and court-martial?
That would be a question to the authorities who were in charge of the investigation. Because like I said, it was known.
But you were told on Tuesday
to go back
to Farafenye. You did not.
I did not.
You remained on Wednesday.
Exactly.
You remained on Thursday.
Exactly.
And a coup or attempted coup was foiled on Thursday.
100% correct.
And you were still not arrested.
Correct.
How would you see that?
There's a failure on the intelligence department, meaning the NSS at the time, and also the intelligence agency in the army.
Okay. So tell us what you did on Wednesday.
Okay. As I said, when they went on this guard of honor at the airport, I stayed behind. I had everything. I had planned everything. Everything was in place. I was only waiting for a call from Jammeh or Edward to start my operation.
Did the call come? Did it come?
It never came.
Can you tell us what you learned happened eventually?
Okay. For me at that particular point was everything was completely destroyed, meaning we had a problem and we had to go into contingency plan B. When A fails, you have a contingency plan B. What do you do next?
What were your plans in order of hierarchy?
Okay. Contingency plan was we had all along, on many occasions, tried to see where we can get Jawara himself directly without involving the civilians to avoid casualty. And in this direction, we had many times tried to see if we can arrest him at his garden, because he was there almost every Thursday. But we realized if we had to embark on that, that would be a lot of loss of lives, especially on the side of the PG. This is the presidential guard bodies. And also the women civilians who were always with him at the garden. So we waved that option out. And we looked for another option. And this come in, he was coming on the 21st at the airport. So we thought this is the chance.
And what was the alternative to that particular plan?
Alternative was, when that failed, we wage a war, we get hostages, and then we raise the flag, and then UN can come in for our security.
Was it also part of your plan that you would rob the central bank?
Never. But that is, I had that, I nearly fall down. Yeah. Because you are not yet in Banjul, how can you get into to the central bank?
And what would you do with dollars?
So to say, I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that day, Jawara did not, Yahya Jammeh did not execute arrest.
Correct.
What happened afterwards? At what stage did you see them next?
Okay. I was in the camp in Yundum, and as usual, the color party came in. This is the two flags, the Gambian national flag and the army flag, which were always at the guard of honor. These people came in. I knew, we were in trouble. And then I waited. The trucks came in, and then Yahya came in. And then I asked, what happened? What went wrong? And he said, we were disarmed. I said, but how could you have allowed that? You were armed. And that was the only opportunity we had. From now on, we are in danger, 100%. And then I convened a meeting immediately.
Who attended?
Myself, Edward Singate, Sadibu, and Yahya.
Your plans, did you ever have an element in it which required the execution of Jawara and all the ministers?
No, but it is a contingency plan. Here,
did you have a plan?
We had a plan to get him arrested and his entourage.
Did you also have a plan to execute him and the ministers if you thought it was necessary?
No. Our contingency plan was, as I said, if everything fails, the best thing was to get even civilians as, how to call it, okay, I'm just about
human
to talk.
shields?
Human shield, exactly. It's the German word that come into my brain right now.
Yeah.
This was going to be our alternative, to hold on to those civilians as human shields and then say, yeah, we need to talk with the government directly.
So in that meeting with Edward Haidara and Singate, sorry, Edward Haidara and
yeah,
Jame,
yeah.
what decision did you make?
We decided now we will not be arrested, but we should go on with the coup.
And as a result?
As a result, okay, at this particular point in time, it was like we have to let it. And then we decided, nay. Personally, I said nay, because I had all those weapons I needed outside the Amoris. How do I get them back into the Amoris? Was my question. So I said nay. Come what may come, I have to go on with it. At this point, Edward is gone back home, James is gone back home, Salim is gone back home. So I was the only person remaining, except with Almamo Mane, who was a couple at the time. So I talked to Almamo, I said, we cannot get these weapons back. It is not yet evening time, but we have to look at a way where we can apply our next contingency plan. Meaning we had failed contingency plan A and B, now we go on to plan C. So that's the time I took those weapons to another location again. And I was there up to 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the night. I armed all those weapons. I called Game. I said, you have to come to the camp immediately. We cannot let this happen because we're going to be arrested. And it's execution, so forth. It's going to be immediate execution. And I think he understood.
Why was it going to be immediate execution?
It is treason.
But under the laws of the Gambia, if you commit treason, we arrest you and we take you before a court of law. And you are tried. If you convicted, you serve time. You don't even get killed. We don't have the death penalty in this country at that time.
Lead counsel, I'm telling you, from our experience in 1981, this was going to be a fast-track court-martial and execution.
Even in 81, all those who were arrested were tried. There was nobody who was executed.
This time around, of course, if you say so, yeah. But this time around, it was.
But this is the law of civilized nations.
Yeah, clear.
It's the law of civilized people. When you are arrested, when you are apprehended breaking the law, you are taken before a court, you are read the charges against you, you are allowed to defend yourself, you are in fact given a lawyer, and then you are judged on the basis of the evidence.
We felt
that is civilized behavior, isn't it?
You are right, but we felt this time around it would be different. That was our mind.
So it was not justified to think that way, because that has never happened in this country.
It was justified on my side to think so.
No, you think perhaps that you deserved it.
Okay, deserving it and the reality are two different things.
Exactly. You may have deserved it according to you.
Of course.
But that is not the standard in which we behave.
That's true.
Yes. So there was no justification thinking that you would be executed.
We thought like that.
You thought like that?
Yeah.
But the arrangements were not like that.
Under the law, the arrangements were not like that. But
and this was a law-abiding nation, wasn't it?
Of course.
Thank you very much. So let's move on.
Now, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, I called Jame. I said, you have to come. We cannot let things go like this. I have a whole arsenal of weapons outside, and I have no idea now how to put them back to the Amoris. And even if I were successful in getting them back to the Amori, the damage has already been caused. It's going to be arrested immediately. And then he said, how do I come in? I said, you command a taxi, pay the taxi, come to the barracks. But on your way to the barracks, collect Edward Singate, who was in opposite, the Kairaba police at the time, and then come to the Pokunda, collect Sadibu, and come to the camp.
Did they do that?
Yeah, they did.
When did they arrive at the camp?
They arrived almost around 6 towards 7.
Mr. Sawal, it's my responsibility to put to you some of the theories or the competing theories that we are presented with, so that you would let us know what is your view on them.
Okay.
It's been said here that, in fact, junior officers feared that you would be arrested, you who are the architects of the coup. So they themselves made a plan and moved to Banjul on July 22nd, and you guys were brought in subsequently. Is that true?
No, that is not true.
All right.
I would not let anybody write my history as far as 21 July is concerned.
You definitely have very strong views about what happened
Yes.
July 22nd.
On my side.
Yes, but the important thing here is to receive a very truthful account of what has happened. So proceed with your testimony.
If only it were possible to ask a question who these persons are, maybe I will able to tell you yeah or the nine. For example.
Where possible,
Yeah.
I would tell you who the person is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
So proceed. Yaya Jammeh, Edward Singate, and Sadibu arrived. They all arrived in one vehicle?
Yeah, genau, correct.
Tell us what happened after
Now,
they
when
arrived.
they arrived, it was already reporting time to work. And already, as I said, I had all the weapons out, already prepared. It's only to grab one weapon, and then we move. Then come the sabotage, number one, which was on the side of the vehicle, our mobility. I asked Abduba, he was a private soldier, a driver at the time, from Birkama Velingara. I asked him to go and bring one truck. And then he went to the MTO, the motor where the transports are. He found the duty vehicle. Okay, sorry, I come back a little bit to that. When I asked Jammeh to come, he said, send me a truck. I said, no, at this odd hour, sending a truck would make an alarm because the duty vehicle has already gone on duty and is back in the camp. So command a taxi and pay the driver and come to the camp. Okay, now people are there. I asked Abduba to get a truck. He went there. There was no fuel in the vehicle. There were no vehicle keys also. And this was the duty vehicle. Later we come to understand Sergeant Mane, Musa Mane, who was the sergeant, the senior sergeant at the motor transport pool, on orders of Lieutenant Barrow, had withdrawn all the keys and emptied all the vehicle to the last drop of the fuel, essence or gas oil, completely. We had no other mobility, chance for any mobility as far as military vehicles are concerned.
We also understand that the vehicles were locked by turning the steering up to the last point and then locked. Is that what happened?
Some of the vehicles here.
Okay. So which meant even if you could not even jump start the vehicles?
We did, we tried to, but nothing worked.
What did you do after?
Then we jumped into our plan B. Because at the planning and preparation stage, I had said clearly, we do not use any civilian vehicle or government except those that belong to the military.
You were very central from your testimony. You were very central to what was happening. You were pretty much directing the show. Who was the leader of the coup d'etat?
At this point in time, we had no standing leader because we had talked among ourselves until we get to the target. We were not interested in positions.
Okay, and then proceed.
And then when Abdullah came and reported that no vehicle keys were there and all the vehicles are emptied, then I said, let's go on to our plan B.
And can you proceed with your testimony in vernacular?
Okay.
Could you just allow a change in the... I am sorry, I have to do this because there is a huge section of the population that do not understand the English language. So we would get the witness to speak in local languages so that people would know what is happening and what is being said. At some point he would change languages, and because he's so versatile, he can speak in Wolof and in Fula. So we would make sure that other people can hear what's going on. Please proceed in Manding.
Okay.
But in segments.
Okay. At
this point, when we were planning to do what we are ready to do, so that we will overthrow the Jawara regime, we planned to do to make sure that we use only military vehicles. But when the time came to take the vehicles, we found that some of our companions, those who were against the coup, they all have made their own plan. If you didn't drink porridge and you take sand and put it in the porridge, or say that if I didn't go, nobody will go.
Nata kaje ko motol ko motor man soto so yara motol.
We came to discover that we cannot get a vehicle which are the military vehicles.
Ninko sila jamal kata Banjul.
When we say there are many roads leading to Banjul,
Nga sila dota.
Let's take one road.
Otole nga fence o saung.
That's the time when we jumped over the fence.
Bringa sote o saung.
When we jumped over this fence,
we
went and stood on the main road leading to Banjul. When trucks come or big vehicles come, which are government vehicles, we stop it and ask the people to go down the vehicle. We put in the soldiers.
Mr. Savali, we've been told that the coup d'etat was organized or was executed at the behest of Sehu Sabali, the then vice president. True or false?
As to my knowledge, it's totally false, completely.
We've been told, or we have received information by the American ambassador, then American ambassador Andrew Winter, suggesting that the permanent secretary, or then permanent secretary, Ministry of Defense, Mr. Suleiman Bunjak, was part of the coup. What's your take on that?
I have no idea about that. As far as I'm concerned, no.
We've been told, or we've received this theory, that Mr. Bakari Bunjadabo was also part of the July 22nd coup d'etat. What's your take on that?
No. Maybe subsequent ones, yeah, but this one, no.
So for July 22nd, it was just this group of lieutenants.
Purely Second Lieutenant and Lieutenant Jame.
And Lieutenant Jame.
Correct.
Ndur Cham was part of it. He backed out at the last minute. Exactly. He bailed at the last minute.
Exactly.
So just that group who carried out the coup d'etat.
Were involved.
Correct. We've also received the theory that the Nigerians also instigated or supported the coup and made it happen. What's your take on that?
That's false.
Could you proceed with your testimony?
Okay.
You now commandeered vehicles?
In Mandinka or in English? Okay.
In Mandinka.
Okay. We
took vehicles just as I said.
Okay. But the five of us,
each one of us had something to do. I will start with myself. That's it, that all the weapons which should be brought out. Secondly,
communication
in the country. I was responsible for that. So that I will cut all the communication lines. Third,
Fajara Barracks.
To attack to go and attack the Fajara Barracks and get hold of the camp. On that, I was supposed to go with Sadibu.
Then Yaya Jammeh and Edward Singate. Well, in State House, we
are supposed to go to the State House and arrest Jawara and his people there. That's how we took vehicles. We went up to the airport gate. That's where we took this vehicle.
Airport, there's I think it's a Lebanese, if I'm right.
Inside the airport, there is a Lebanese.
I think he had a cold soda or vegetable, something like that.
Would it be Radville Farms?
Radville Farm, exactly. Thanks a lot.
Radville Farm, they have white vehicles.
At
that time, this vehicle was coming out to take workers home. We took that vehicle by force. We went up to Abuko where they have the cable and wireless. We cut the communication cables there. When we were leaving Abuko cable and wireless,
training at the time.
We met with some the police recruits who were on training at that time. We seized them. We put them inside a vehicle.
You have to have a contingency plans.
That's what I said before, that we should have contingency plans. If things didn't go the way we want it, we will use those people and say that we want to talk to the government, so that they will agree to talk to us. That's how we went to Fajara Barracks. We took that place.
Sergeant Jibril Bojang Filige.
We left Sergeant Jibril Bojang there.
And Second Lieutenant, WO1.Fal.
And WO1.Fal.
Nga Abdu Baki Koteke.
I sent Abdu Ba again.
Kaita Gibe Denton Bridge for Jammanuel Itambitele for Mantambi.
Let him go and check the Denton Bridge, whether Jamme and his people have crossed or not.
Atata Fudulato Amuruntanang.
He went up to a point and came back.
Akonyeko Ibe Sakring Denton Bridge Imantambi.
He told me that they are still at Denton Bridge. They didn't cross the bridge as yet. They are there talking and negotiating. I said, okay, let's take a vehicle and go to Denton Bridge. By the time we arrived at the Denton Bridge, they've already crossed the bridge. We went to Bone Road. We found that they have already gone. Where you have the Arch 22 now, we didn't meet them there too.
State House, Marina Parade Silola.
We went to State House through the Marina Parade Road.
State House back door.
When we arrived at the State House back door,
State House.
By then they were already inside the State House.
We have achieved our aim.
We've already achieved what we wanted.
But when you arrived at State House, at what stage did you see Jammeh?
This was immediately we arrived, because I entered through the back door. They had already captured the State House and they were at the guard room.
And how did you see him? What was his disposition when you saw him?
Okay, when I found him there at this particular point in time, he was negotiating with Lantombong Tamba, who was I believe the state guard commander at the time. And it was like few elements of the presidential guard were in the guard room and they did not want to disarm. And he was negotiating with Lantombong along that line. So when I came in, I reminded him, we are not here to negotiate. We have a mission. And then I talked to Lantombong Tamba to talk to his men to understand the situation, that we are all one. Find the fact that they are called the PG, the presidential guards, they are not better off as the Gambian National Army soldiers. In fact, we are worst in terms of conditions. And I believe they understood, thank God. Then they laid down their arms and I addressed them that we are one, we are all fighting for the same thing. We are not going to separate our institutions from the TSG or the army. We are one. And then we gave them back their weapons, right there. And we became one.
And then what happened after that?
After that, I proceeded to my fourth target, which is the Gambia Police Headquarters. I went there, and then we captured the police headquarters also.
Yes. The first time you arrived at the police headquarters, you had already captured State House, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
So can you tell us what happened at the police headquarters?
At the police headquarters, I addressed the police officers I found on duty that we have taken over the country, but all of them were safe with us.
And then what happened after that?
And then I came back to the State House.
Did you go to the office of Mr. Chongan?
No, this would be on a different date.
So on this date, you just address the police officers there and you return to State House?
Exactly.
And what was the mood like in State House?
Well, some jubilation, it's human nature. The PSG, the PG, of course, we took everything from them. They were not happy. But I did make it to them, you cannot be here when already your main issue of being here, the president is gone. So what are you guarding here? The empty house or what?
But there was massive jubilation among the soldiers of the Gambian National Army.
Of course.
Some witnesses have testified that Yaya Jammeh took off his top and displayed a lot of jujus and was walking around exuding a lot of bravado and machoism. I have taken over. Is that true?
I didn't witness that, but that could be his nature.
You would not be surprised.
Ne, in Mandinka, that would be to say Alinjalom, Omosi Falom.
Good. How about the suggestion that he danced to the Bukarabu when they took over?
It could be. It could be possible.
Okay. Good. Possible. So, when you went back to State House, what happened after that?
Okay. When I went to State House, for me it was like, as I said, the communication was under my command. I remembered I have to go to the OMC, means the Gamtel House. I went there, got the communication also. So when I came back to the State House, I thought I had done everything in terms of the communication lines. And all of a sudden, a mobile phone rang. And I wondered, hey, what is happening? From where? I have done my job. But then I forgot at Karava Avenue, there is a cellular station there. Because prior to all these things, I had done my Reiki, meaning I studied everywhere I was supposed to go. So I went straight there also.
By Reiki, you mean reconnaissance?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, proceed, please.
So I went to Karava Avenue at the cellular station. I incapacitated the cellular mobile system also.
Where else did you go?
I went back to the State House.
Did you have occasion to go to Bonto?
Okay, this was coming.
Please tell us.
So it was only when we wanted to announce to the nation that we have taken over the country, we found out that Radio Gambia was not functioning. Days back in 92, when I was a Lance Corporal, 89, 90, 91, when I was a Lance Corporal couple, all my duties were most of the time during election periods at Bonto radio station. So I knew the transmitter was there. So I moved on straight from Radio Gambia. I drove straight to Bonto station. I didn't find the man in charge. He was in one village, I can't remember exactly, it's near Kafuta. I went there, luckily I found him, explained the situation to him. He said there was no gas oil. I came back to Yundum Barracks, collect some few gallons of gas oil, went back to Bonto station again, put it in the generator, put it on, and it functioned.
What happened next? I
came back to the State House, and I think either Captain Sonko, if I can fully remember, or Captain Sar Samsidin was detailed to go to the radio station to give an announcement.
And at this stage, have you formed a government at this stage?
Not yet.
Can you proceed?
Then we were together in the State House, and it's like now we have to call in all the senior army officers to report to the State House so that we can talk together.
Okay, kindly proceed, but in Mandinka.
Okay, Nyintembeng, Nata Kabringa State House Ota.
When we took over the State House,
police headquarters Fananta.
You took the police headquarters too.
Just
as I said.
Futanyolo.
Communication. I was responsible for communication. I decided to cut all communication lines.
Nata Munu State House Auto.
I went back to the State House.
Nata Kibaro Diko Army Kono.
I decided to give out news that within the army,
Amila Kunukumbal,
the head of the army, the leaders of the army,
so that
they can all come to the State House and sit down and discuss.
So coming in Nata,
so when they came, during that discussion, Yaya had the thought that the government that we've just overthrown and these top-ranking soldiers, they want to take power from us, the junior officers who organized the coup. That's the time when he said in English,
Babun walk monkey chop.
Babun walk monkey chop. That's what that means, that baboon, a monkey shouldn't walk and the baboon eats the benefits. That's the time the four of us who were there. Yankuba Ture was not there.
Can I explain why Yankuba was not there?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yankuba, as I said,
every person has a role to play. As I was with Yankuba at Farafenye, I thought that when all of us live together, Farafenye, and come to the Yundum camp, that will reveal our plans. Although a lot of people knew what was going on. But that's the time when I told him to stay back at Farafenye. Your role here or your job here will be so that you will delay these men here.
It's all part of a contingency plan.
It's all in our plans. Because we knew that when we take action, only the Farafenye barracks will come for us. And at that time, Lieutenant Ture, he was also a junior officer at that time. If something like that is going to happen to leave Farafenye and come, I had hope that he will be selected. That's why I told him to stay there at Farafenye. If they tell you to come, you start giving them excuses. I have this, that, I have this and that, I have Mr. So-and-so, so-and-so place. So that they'll be delayed. And that's what he did.
When they got to Banjul, the ferry was already off duty. After we communicated, I sent him a ferry. The ferry went and picked them up from another side of Bara to bring them to the Banjul side. That was why Yankuba was not present in all this time. But anyone that said that Yankuba was not a part of it is just speaking what they don't know.
What if Yankuba says he was not part of it?
The coup?
Yes.
God forbid.
He must be lying then.
Of course, 100%.
All right. Okay, proceed, please.
Okay. So
we sat down, the four of us. We were discussing until Yankuba arrived. That was the time that we began to share out the places.
Yaya became the chairman.
Yaya became the chairman. I became his deputy.
Edward Singate Bankola defense star.
Edward Singate became the defense, took the defense portfolio.
Sadibu Hydra Bankola Konokono Tankota.
Sadibu took over the interior.
Yankuba
yes.
Masakundandingola Nyatonkayata. Local government and lands.
Yankuba headed the local government and lands.
How were these positions? How was the leadership decided?
As I said before,
as I said earlier on,
Lieutenant Barrow Benunjele.
Lieutenant Barrow was a part of it.
Ndur Cham Benunjele, who was a major.
Ndur Cham, a major, was a part of it.
Second Lieutenant Kante Alaji Kante Bejele nung.
Second Lieutenant Alaji Kante was a part of it. But on this day,
Second Lieutenant Kante Ako.
We came to realize in the evening that Lieutenant Kante said either his older or younger brother died in Germany, and his corpse was being brought home, and he's gone to take part in the burial rites. But on that same evening, he hurriedly returned back.
So, we didn't arrest him.
But at that time, he wasn't arrested.
Lieutenant Barrow wasn't arrested. Lieutenant Barrow fana muta.
Lieutenant Barrow too was not arrested.
You want to ask something?
No, proceed, please.
Okay. So, Lieutenant
What I want to say here is this. At that meeting, we came to select people that will take posts or positions within the new government.
Okay.
Please forgive me, allow me to retract backwards a little bit.
During the preparation and planning stages, when
the plans and strategies were being conceived, we had this belief that we touched the Al-Quran.
We swear by the Quran.
We swear by the Quran
that
the four of us,
Edward Singate wole tawo taning Bible
with the exception of Edward Singate, who swore by the Bible, because he was a Christian then, we took this oath that the Al-Quran and the Bible, when we took over the government, if God grants us our wish until we achieve our aim, we will spend only 6 months. And then we will return the government to a civilian rule. There is something that is not said with regards to that. I will talk about that. And then we share these positions.
That meeting, when you were distributing positions, can you tell us who was present?
It will be difficult to say exactly who and who were there at this point in time, because most of the TSG officers were there and most of the senior officers in the Government National Army were there. But I could fully remember Major Njai Malik was there. From the TSG, I think my full-up man also was there.
Name, please.
It starts with S. I can't remember.
Suare.
Suare. Thank you very much. Mamad Cham was there. Captain Sam Sidinsar was there. Lieutenant Kambi was there. And I think Kante also came from Badibu and explained his story that he went for a burial. He was also there. And yeah, these are the ones I can fully remember. I think Major Antuman Sao, also from the Gambia Marine, was there.
Babukar Jata?
Babukar Jata, I can't fully remember, but he might have been there also, I think.
All right. So on that day, a government was formed.
Exactly.
How did you come to choose Yaya Jammeh as leader?
As I previously said, positions were not the main issue on our table, but to get to the target. But along the line, as I said, Ndur Chang was the most senior, seconded by Lieutenant Barrow. So if they had stayed, they were going to be, Ndur Chang would have been the chairman, the second Lieutenant Barrow, Lieutenant Barrow to become the deputy. But since they were not there, automatically the role falls on Yaya, who was the most senior at the time.
You know, here we are just to try to find the truth about what happened. So I'll put to you all the theories, fanciful, reasonable, or stupid. I'll put them all to you and you would let us know what's the truth.
Okay.
We've been told that during that meeting, you turned to Yaya and cocked your weapon and turned to Yaya and said, you would be chairman. And he said to you, you would be vice chairman. Is that true?
No, that's totally false. Totally false. I'm sorry.
No, this is deliberate. I am putting to you all the theories so that we get it from your own point of view. What is the truth?
It's totally false.
All right. So tell us the process of deciding that Yaya would be chairman.
In the army, what we know is chain of command. Who seniors you, seniors you. And that's how Yaya became the chairman, by virtue of his seniority.
But tell us about the discussion. You must have said, somebody must have said, okay, Yaya, you are senior, so it falls onto you, or something like that. Tell us what happened.
Yeah, okay. That could have happened, or it had happened, but here he was the commander. We had to listen to him.
So there was there in fact any discussion as to who should lead after you arrived at State House?
Leading in what sense?
As to who would be chairman. Was there a discussion as to who would be chairman?
Until we sat in that meeting, no.
When you sat in that meeting, how was the decision taken? Who said what?
Okay, automatically Yaya was the most senior. Automatically he became the chairman.
So there was no discussion about who would be chairman?
The discussion came in between Edward Singate, Yankubu Toure, and Sadiu Hydra.
Can you tell us about that?
What positions they have to take over?
How about your own position as vice chairman?
That was automatic also like James.
Because you are the most senior second lieutenant?
Along the line.
All right. How about the other positions? What was the discussion? What was the debate?
We were thinking at the beginning to make Yankubu Ture the defense minister. And along the line, we discussed, gave each other ideas, and we fall together that Edward picks it, and we gave it to Edward Singata.
In terms of the hierarchy, could you tell us who was first? Obviously, we know that Yaya, then you. Can you tell us how the others followed in terms of ranking?
Yaya number 1, myself number 2nd, Yankubu Ture 3rd, Sadibu 4th, and Edward 5th.
So, contrary to certain notions, Edward was not 3rd, he was 5th.
Yeah, but here the defense ministry has something to do with portfolio for seniority.
This is precisely the point.
Yeah.
We've received testimony suggesting, if not explicitly, but suggesting that Edward Singate was number 3rd. But according to you, he was number 5. He was 5th.
Edward became an officer after Sadiu Hydra.
So he was 5th in the hierarchy. All right, thank you very much. So that decided, tell us what happened thereafter.
And thereafter, the positions were given out, and we thought about also the other position for civilians.
Yes, go ahead in Mandinka, please.
Jeto kabin personal ta yaya natata keta chairman oti.
There, after we discussed, Yaya became the chairman.
Ntebulata noma.
I followed him.
Lead council coming in kamna Yaya keta nyaton koti.
The lead council question how Yaya became the leader.
Nata jabi nelako.
I replied that.
Mandingol kamimfo.
Just as what Mandinkas used to say,
even
among monkeys, they have their senior.
Yaya
became our leader because he was the most senior among us there.
Lieutenant Barrow
had Lieutenant Barrow stayed,
and Ndurcham
Ndurcham would have been the leader.
Barrow
would have followed him.
Then Yaya
Then Yaya would have followed Barrow. Then I would have followed Yaya. That was how it should have been. This is why Yaya became the leader. When we took these positions, then we thought that you still have ministerial positions. We decided to continue and discuss again. We opened our minds to each other. We decided to bring in some civilians to form a government.
Right.
Okay, we all know that ultimately you formed the government and you took over the country. Everything was now under your authority. Kindly tell us about the arrest of the police officers, or perhaps before that, let's talk about the negotiations with Jawara.
Okay.
And the presence of the Americans.
Okay. Nyungwato
at this time,
Sawosang
every year,
Ning American Mansakunda,
the Gambia and the American governments,
Ilabato Sojarol,
their Marines,
Ikana Gambia Janne,
they come to the Gambia.
Nika Tiringo Kenyola.
We do a training together.
But
this year,
that
was the time when this training was supposed to take place. And this day, the 22nd of July, on that Friday, this training should have taken place together.
If
people say that the American government has been involved, I will tell you that it's not true.
I would better explain this one in English because it has to involve terms in the military, if I'm allowed.
By all means, go ahead.
Now the Americans were here. The interpreters?
No, go ahead.
Okay. The Americans were here, the Marines. And on this particular day, we were supposed to have a joint operation together as a training, which comes annually. And when we left Yundum Barracks, up to the State House, I thought many people have thought that this was a normal exercise as it had happened the previous years. But it was not this time around, it was different. And I later come to learn from Andrew Winter that they picked us by satellite, but he had first told them, his government, oh, they're on exercise, they come into the exercise area. Because our exercise area was in and around Mandinarim Point towards Banjul. When the coup happened, and that evening, when Jawara left to, okay, we had a mistake also, I put this across. During our preparation and planning, we had deliberately left out the Gambia Marine Unit at the time. For the fact that, of course, they were part of the GNA, but we thought putting the information to them would be opening up totally outside the camp. Like we wanted to control and contain the information only in Yindum Barracks.
But how about your other superior officers, Gambian superior officers who were in the army? Were they informed?
Some of them were informed.
Tell us who was informed?
Like I said, Ndur Chang was informed. Lieutenant Barrow was informed. And they came in, but they went out.
I mean superior officers, senior officers for that matter.
Okay, one would suspect we would inform all of them, but no. This is a situation where you only needed a closely knitted, confidential team together. And having been together for years, we knew each other along that line. That if I should tell A something, the next minute B and C will get to know about it.
Did you tell Samsudin Sir?
In reality, to tell the truth, Samsudin Sir will be the last person I and Abi Sir will inform about a coup plan.
Why?
I better not say it, please. But
the
information will go out.
Of course, we have to respect everybody. Yeah. We have to treat everybody with dignity and properly. Cham, was he informed?
Mama Cham is a possibility because his closeness with Edward Singate, I think, or I would think, he might have been informed. Whether he gave positively or negatively, this I cannot tell.
And?
Pamudan, never.
Why?
He was not informed, not from my side.
Okay. Davis?
Major Davis, no.
Coca?
No, out not. Dennis Coca not.
Kambi?
Captain Kambi, I don't inform him, but I think he come to know about the situation, or he got wind of it.
Okay. So now that we've gone past that, so tell us what happened after positions have been allocated, and
we looked onto the civilian ministers who were supposed to come in.
Yes, we have now covered that.
Okay.
All right. So tell us about
the Americans, whether they were involved or not. Sorry.
Yes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. On that evening, we, as I said, Jawad is already gone. He was in the boat. We thought, okay, it was necessary. We bring him back and accord him the highest position of his eldership as a state elder, and then we do away with him, but only at his house, and then we give him that respect to retire honorably as a former head of state.
Who made that decision?
We made a decision together as a council.
Who communicated that information to Jawara?
This was Edward Singate. Edward went to the Gambia Marine Unit because there was no telephones, but we could communicate together through the TRRC 577 radio communication. We could switch on the high frequency level, and then we could get together with the marine boats.
Did you have reason to personally talk to the American ambassador?
Yes, I had reason to talk about that. While Edward was at the Marine Unit trying to talk to Jawara, we intercepted, as I said, we are operating on the same frequency. We jammed them from the Marine Unit that they were trying to do beach landing with their amphibious vehicles at the Fajara beachside. So I wasted no time. The security was under my command. I went straight to the American embassy. I went inside. I communicated to Andrew Winter directly that this time around is completely different. It is not 1981. We are military personnel, and we are ready to die, and we are ready to kill. But if they attempt to do beach landing, it will be disaster. And I told him clearly to make sure that he communicate to his ship to leave the Gambian waters immediately.
And what happened?
Already at this time, the communication with Jawara to come back had failed. and then they have to leave our waters.
You threatened the Americans.
If you said so, yes. But it was a life and death issue. We knew what happened in 1981, so we are not going to allow a repetition of it to come.
I am not saying so. You are saying so.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
You threatened them.
I did.
And they buckled.
Of course, you have to give in.
Okay, good. So, and then what? Scorpion against lion, it's okay. So what happened after that?
I went back to the State House, and then we formed the civilian. We tried to bring in the civilians as a government.
Which civilians did you bring in?
Actually, I brought in Fatumata Jallo Tambajang. Here I make a correction as to the rumors that had been going on for these past 22 years. Fatumata is a family. She's my cousin sister, not my auntie. I suggested Fafa Idrisambai. I suggested Mbemata Mbedu.
Well, Mr., you are overthrowing a government because of nepotism, and there you are. Yeah. First day you started off on the footing of nepotism. I
did not select Fatumata based on relationship, rather based on her qualification.
No, you said she was your auntie.
Yes, she was not
so your cousin sister.
Yeah, she's my cousin sister, of course.
There you have it.
She's a Gambian.
Yes, but there you have it. You are suggesting somebody. She is your cousin sister.
Okay.
In fact, that should have disqualified you from participating in the decision whether to have her or not.
Okay, if you say so, is Fafa my uncle or my auntie?
No, let's not talk about Fafa Mbai. Nee. Let's talk about Fatumata, what's her name again?
Fatumata Tambajang. Okay.
So you should have excused yourself from discussions surrounding her appointment.
Can I tell you exactly why she came in the first instance?
Yes, please go ahead.
At this particular point in time, we needed people who could help us to get recognition with the international community immediately. And she was one of them.
Yes, she could have been even vice chairperson.
Okay.
All right? I am certainly not doubting her qualification.
Good.
Or her abilities as a person. I would never do that. What I am questioning is your own motivations. You are overthrowing the constitutional order based on one, among other reasons, based on the fact that there was nepotism in the government. But from day one, you participated in a decision on which has an apparent or obvious conflict of interest. You are bringing in your sister cousin into the government.
Okay.
She may have been very qualified. You should not have participated in the decision.
I think we have to understand she is a citizen of the country, and she has all rights to serve in any position given to her.
Your decision was biased from day one because of your relationship, correct?
No.
Yes, it was.
I deny that categorically clear.
Okay, but the fact that, you see, this is issue of conflict of interest.
Okay.
You have loyalty to her as your cousin sister, correct?
No, not along this line.
No. I'm not saying that you selected her because she's your cousin sister. I am saying that you have a relationship, correct?
Correct.
All right. You also were in a position to make a decision whether to have her, to hire her or not.
Yes.
Okay. Because of the relationship you have, the law requires that you don't take part in the decision.
Okay. If the law says so, I agree. But my decision.
So, and that is why you have the issue of nepotism.
If that's the side of the law, okay, I take it.
So what I'm trying to drive at is from day one, you have started doing the very acts that you were condemning, which propelled you to organize a coup d'etat.
But if, like Fatumata, for example, Fafambai, Mbemata Mbedu, then they should also not be in. Are we right here?
No, I don't know that yet. We haven't discussed them yet.
Okay.
What I'm just trying to show is that from day one, the first actions you have taken is to do exactly the same thing you have been criticizing, to do exactly the same thing that propelled you to commit a coup d'etat. So, but let's proceed. How are the others decided?
I want to say something here. As I said, I did not bring Fatimata in based on relationship. Rather, I brought her in based on her qualification.
Yes, but the issue is not the reason why you brought her in. Yeah. The reason is the appearance of conflict of interest by reason of the fact that you have a relationship with her.
But what conflict of interest is here, if I may ask?
The conflict of interest is that you are related to this person. You therefore cannot sit there and make a decision that affects her. You should have left it to other people who have no direct relationship with her.
I would say this: it may not weigh in this situation. But
well, this is not a very important point.
Let's
leave it and move on.
Those who knew me in the military know that me, when it's time to work, I have no relationship or no friendship.
But the thing is, the law does not know that.
Okay, good.
Right. So let's proceed. You brought in Fatoumata and who else?
And Fafamba Idrissa Fafambai.
Fafa Idrissa Mbai.
Fafa Idrissa Mbai.
Yes.
Other way around. I brought in Memba Tambedu and Amina Fal Sonko.
Proceed.
Right. The others come in, I think, Susan Wafa Ogu.
And who brought her in?
This is Jame.
Nepotism?
How?
Because they were basically sisters.
Yeah, but somebody has to be in the position.
I know.
Yeah, they are citizens of this country.
But the brother should not decide whether the sister should come in. When that happens, it's nepotism.
Okay, if it is seen like that, then I don't think anybody would serve in our government here.
No, what you do is you recuse yourself.
Okay.
From the decision.
So meaning we would have gone out.
Yes, you should have. When Fatoumata was being decided, you should have stayed out of the discussion. When Susan Wafa was being decided, Yaya Jammeh should have stayed out of the decision.
But unfortunately, we didn't.
Yes, you did exactly what you were criticizing, nepotism. Okay. But let's move on.
Okay.
All right. So a government mixed with civilians,
right,
was fixed.
Fixed, exactly.
Let's tell us what happened the Monday after the coup d'etat.
Then I think this would have been the Monday I went to the police headquarters again. I cannot remember exactly what day.
Yes, that's the day.
That's the date.
Tell us what happened.
Thank you. We were at the State House. This would have been in the afternoon towards the evening time. And then a WPC police officer, a lady, came running from the police headquarters right into the State House and asked for permission to see me. I cannot remember exactly her name, but I think she's either from Brufut or Sukuta. And then she came and said, okay, before that, it was Captain Sonko, Kanyela Manso, we call him, who I detailed to go to the police headquarters to assure them that we are one and we're going to work together. All their jobs are secured. And he went to the police headquarters at this time, and then right into Major Chongan's office, who was the DIG, I believe, at the time, and then they started talking together. Until this WPC came to the State House to report that Chongan was organizing a coup in his office. Under the circumstances, I wasted no time.
Did you ask her questions?
I asked her questions, of course, what she had. And she told me clearly they were organizing a coup or counter coup in this particular time.
You believed her?
Of course, I believe her because she was a senior officer.
Okay. And then what happened as a result of that?
I called Sadibu Hydra, who was the interior minister. We went straight to the police headquarters.
How did you go there?
We drove in our vehicles.
How many of you went?
I went there with my bodyguards, and Sadibu also went with his bodyguards.
Armed?
Of course. This is a coup plan, been announced. So it could be in two forms here. And with the one is a plot to get you in, or it was real. So both two things were in my mind. And whether they were trying to draw you into a firing line, or you go there and get them arrested or get them attacked.
So tell us what you found at the police
headquarters
when you
arrived at the police headquarters, at the counter downstairs.
Mandinka, please.
Okay. Nyinte tenelungo kabring kudeta nyinketa arjumo
Since the takeover took place on Friday, so on Monday, on Monday we were sitting at the State House towards the evening time.
Na Gambia police musudolom.
A female police officer came. She was also a senior officer within the police ranks. What I can remember is that if she's not from Brufut, then she'll be from Sukuta. But I cannot remember her name. She came and told me she said that
police headquarters.
Tongan was organizing a counter coup at his office. In his own office. We took our weapons and our bodyguards. I called Sadibu as he was the interior minister.
Police headquarters.
We went to the police headquarters.
When
we arrived at the counter downstairs, I just asked them, where is Chongan's office? That's the news they gave me. We climbed up. When I arrived at his door, I knocked the door. We went in.
Excuse me, was it a knock or was it a hit?
Even if it was broken down, it's supposed to be like that.
The issue is the interpretation.
Okay.
Was it a knock or was it a hit?
It was a hit.
All right, thank you. Proceed, please.
I
hit the door and it opened. We went inside.
Captain Sonko Siring.
We found Captain Sonko there.
Other officers
Plus some officers. I cannot remember all their names.
At
the time I told all of them to go down. When they came down, we arrested them.
We took them to Mile 2.
And we took them to Mile 2.
When you arrived there, did you see anything which suggested to you that they were in fact planning a coup d'etat or executing a coup d'etat?
That was the information I received from this police officer.
Accepted it hook, line, and sinker. Can we have this translated? The question is, when you found them at the office, did you see anything that suggests to you that they were in fact planning or executing a coup d'etat? Interpret that, please, in Mandinka.
Akobirali futata je foye kule je wala ye fenne sede ya me yaitande ko tonya nyilube coup d'etat le fere kan pour kata mandi.
At this particular point in time, you don't need to take any chances.
In tembeng mampare pour ka kokundinta. When we arrived there, the way they were sitting, that's not a friendly discussion.
You accepted what you were told, hook, line, and sinker.
What I found out there was exactly what was going on there.
Are you suggesting that Captain Sonko was sitting with Chongan planning a coup d'etat against your newly established illegal government?
This is not a suggestion. I found them on the ground.
So you are convinced that they were planning a coup d'etat at that stage?
Of course.
So
who did you arrest?
Chongan was there.
Yes, in Mandinka, please.
Ibrahima Chongan.
Captain
Modus K. Sonko.
Captain Modus K. Sonko Bije.
And I think another, I forgot his name, but if it comes up, I can remember.
Mr. Savali, you should be speaking in Mandinka.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Ning
Modo Bije ning hakilo bulatala nsa fonol, but akuto mulungole bala. Valentine, I think.
Valentine.
Valentine, aseke.
Valentine.
You should be speaking in Mandinka
for
now. I know it's difficult. But at this stage, was Kenyeleng Manso, as you call him, Captain Sonko, was he arrested at this stage?
Yes.
Okay. And how about Pasala Jang?
Pasala, I think he was also arrested on the same day, if I can fully remember, if that my memory serves me right. I
cannot recall, but I think he was also captured on that day.
Okay. What happened after these people were brought down? How were they treated?
In this, under this circumstance,
at this time, we seized them and take them to where we wanted to take them to.
And how were they taken to Mile 2?
In a vehicle.
We took them in a vehicle.
Which type of vehicle?
I cannot fully remember, but I cannot
recall the type of vehicle.
Is it the case that they were paraded behind a pickup in a very humiliating manner?
If that was the case, yes. Because that was the vehicle that we had.
But these were just minutes before that. These were senior officers in the Gambia Police Force and a senior officer of the army. Was it really necessary to treat them in such a humiliating manner?
Yeah, your enemy is never small.
And that is the mindset you had at the time. Translate that, please, into Mandinka. That was the mindset you had at that time.
I said before here that if they bring porridge and you take sand and put it inside this porridge, that means you will not eat it and nobody else will eat it.
The question is, having captured these officers, whether they were making a coup or not, was it necessary that they were treated in the humiliating manner in which they described? Was it necessary?
Here, the word necessary to Abukongo. The
way we saw things, this is what we did things. That's how we did things.
Where you sitting now, do you regret the fact that these officers were at that time treated in a humiliating manner?
Can I talk?
Let him translate,
okay.
And then you would let him interpret, excuse me, and then you would respond in Mandinka.
Okay.
Ako folung yajele ko anyantale puru alenyi molu mutake I mutawonya ka isamba ke I malundi malunyala me yalon ko aliye fintindi ke itandi mola andu ye malundile.
Tonya.
Truly speaking,
it
shouldn't have happened that way. Because it was really humiliating. But if I think about it today, right now where I am sitting, what I can say right now is, I am pleading to these people to forgive me, so that they can forgive me. That's what I have to say. It should have never happened, but it has happened.
Can I come in English?
Please,
okay.
Please.
It was a situation.
Proceed, please.
Which warranted those actions. But I am not standing or sitting here to give defense mechanism or to try to explain to get me out of it. I am saying I am sorry on behalf of all the Gambians, or to all Gambians and the world, that incident should have happened the way it had happened. And I'm deeply sorry about it. I'm asking for forgiveness.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sabali. This is the spirit of the TRRC. This is the whole essence of the TRRC. For people to come here and speak the truth, and where their conduct has been less than desirable, they apologize to the people. We reconcile as a people, we forgive one another, and we move on to organize a better society for all Gambians. That's the whole essence of this. Thank you very much. It is time for another break. We leave it at that, and when we come back, we would hear about your activities as Vice Chairman of the AFPRC.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The session.
You cannot leave unless the Chairman adjourns the meeting. Please.
Yeah, can we have silence, please? The proceedings is still going on. And thank you very much, Council. And thank you very much, Mr. Sabali, for the testimony. We will come back in the afternoon. Just one quick question from me. When you burst into Chongan's office, you say the way you found them seated around, it was not a friendly sitting around. It was a sitting that indicated to you that they were plotting a coup d'etat. What kind of seating arrangement indicates to anybody that coup d'etat is being planned?
Okay. In this particular point in time, they were seated around a table and discussions were going, but I did not get exactly, to be quite honest, what exactly they were discussing. However, I took the message from the WPC 100% to be correct. I trusted her 100% because I know she would not lie to me along that line. However, as I said before, for me, that information, I took it in two forms. Either one, for example, if and only if she was part of this plan, it is to draw me out, to canalize me into a situation where they could have destroyed me. These are military terms. Or the coup attempt was real. And I took the second one.
There could be a third one.
Okay.
You are being misled very badly.
That was the first one.
No, you were being lured in?
Yeah.
Yes.
In military terms, that is to be lured into, to be canalized into a situation.
That's right.
Right.
That could also be one option. The first is you are being lured in so that you can be destroyed. Right? You are lured in, you are given information to draw you in so that you can be destroyed.
It could have been that.
Yes. The second is there was a genuine coup planned and you are being told so that you can do something.
Exactly.
But the third option is you are just being given false information.
I didn't see that third option.
So you took hook, line, and sinker what the lady told you.
What is hook, line, sinker?
You just accepted it wholeheartedly, even without thinking of anything else.
There are certain times, certain people here, the person who gives you the information and the information should be separated. And I did separate the two together.
You just accepted what she said, to
because
put it
I
laconically.
knew he would not lie, she would not lie to me. These are 100% certain of
What
that.
if I tell you now that she in fact did lie to you?
If she stood right now in front of me and said, I lied to you, I would accept also.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mr. Sabali, you're clearly not a guy who goes fishing. If you don't know hook, line, and sinker, if you go fishing, that's what you would be using to catch fish.
Maybe those one would be the serrades.
Well, I don't know
no
what
comment.
No comment on that one. But thank you very much. We will take a 1 hour break, come back at 2:30. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.